What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're all doing well today. Today we're going to be doing the full disassembly for the Kizer Escort. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into it. If you need tools, I have Weehaw bits that are down in the description that I highly recommend. It looks like T8 hardware will get this taken apart. Yeah, it looks like T8 all the way around. Not sure which side is going to come loose. Okay, so we're going to take it apart from the show side. A little bit of Loctite. Steel hardware goes right into the magnet that's on this mat, which is also linked down below. There you can see the way that the clutch lock is manufactured, and if you want to adjust it, you just have to pull out the spring and put it into the hole of your choosing. Oh, it's getting caught up on the gloves. Give me 1 second. Oh, I missed the hole. There we go. So as you can see there, a quick way to make an adjustment. Yeah, I like the heavier one better. Alright, so if you wanted to take it the rest of the way apart, you would just need to lift up the Omega spring, remove the clutch lock from both sides and the second piece of hardware. Alright, so lift up the Omega spring again, very carefully remove it off of the clutch lock and set that aside. Same thing here, you're going to need T6s for the pocket clips. Most Chinese knives are made this way. This is the CRKT tool with internal storage made by Scout Tool for CRKT. So once you have the pocket clip removed, go ahead and set that aside in your parts bin. Now you'll go back to your T8. Go ahead and remove this screw. Oops. A little hard to control with the rubber gloves. I apologize if you hear the heat pump going in the background. It's very cold today, so it is working hard to keep the house warm today. A little bit of white Loctite on there to keep that in place so that it doesn't back out. You will do the same thing here. Sorry, I was just checking the material out. Just lift up on your Omega spring. Lord have mercy, I can't get a grip with these rubber gloves. Oh, almost had it. Goodness gracious. Let's try doing it. There we go, this way. At this point, you can slide the Omega lock down and it'll come right on out. Or you can take it off of the crossbar lock and remove it that way. I think you can take it apart without removing this particular barrel spacer. You can see what it looks like there. Typical There we go. It didn't come out, which it usually, the pivot didn't come out, which it usually does. So this is black nylon. Black nylon with ceramic bearings, just in case you were wondering what it looks like on the inside. So while we have it apart, I'm just going to give it a quick clean and lube. Clean it all off. Nice and clean. Rub a dub. Go ahead and clean the washers off. Can't quite grip this one. Being that it's new, it's not really that dirty, so a dry clean is all that it really needs. You can see that the dirty lube comes right off with just a dry rub. What I'm also going to do, I am going to lube a little bit here where the bar goes across the steel, and then I'm just going to give it a little bit of a clean in between. Oop, can't quite get it. Can't quite. There we go. Give it a little wipe down. It's really clean in there. It's not that bad at all. what you'll want, just pick your favorite lube, whatever it is that you like to use, and go ahead and put that on. It'll help keep the bearings in place. There we go. I do not recommend putting any on the blade itself because that can create lock stick. Alright, so hopefully that will stay in place. And then the same thing here. And then just a little bit on the pivot. It is D-shaped on both sides, which is nice. We'll make it a little bit of a challenge to put it back together like you do if you do with a bug out. So having said that, we're going to go ahead and remove this side of the scale and go ahead and reassemble it so that I can see what the pivot looks like. Come on, there you go. Alright, so let's put the pivot back in place. Looks like the D faces the back of the knife. And we'll try to pick up our clean bearing and reinstall it this way. Oh, those thumb studs are really protruding out. So let's go ahead. We lost the barrel spacer, which is also D-shaped. This is really nice construction. Way to go, Kizer. Very glad to see it. All right, everything's back together now, except the stop pin doesn't seem to want to sit flush. That's okay though. We'll go ahead and reinstall this top bolt to get it to all sit snug, and then we'll reinstall on the pocket clip side first. This is sliding around. There we go. You know, I just realized as it fell through that I probably could have just installed it from that side. Okay. Don't judge me. I was thinking I needed to feed it, and I really didn't need to feed it. Now go ahead and set it to the hole for the clutch lock that you like best. I am going, it's slipping on the glove, sorry. Oh, yeah, there we go. I am going, come on. There we go. Into the furthest hole in, and I want to see how I like that. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. Get that fed through the omega, the omega spring through the clutch lock. Blah. I swear I can talk. And then you can just go ahead and reinstall. It's really easy to do this. I'm so glad that they went this route with the construction. It's really easy to do the maintenance this way. Whoa, something feels a little off. Okay, and then we'll reinstall the body screw. So glad they did the D shape. That really is such a wonderful way to reassemble the knife. You don't have to battle it at all. We'll reinstall the pivot on this side, and then we'll check the play and make sure it has no side to side play, and it still has smooth action as well. So hard to reinstall with the rubber gloves though. So hopefully you'll see this was very easy to do. And let's check that. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's a little off. We do need to center it up. I'm not sure which side is off more. Okay, so it was this side. So now it is perfectly centered. Nice and smooth. Do not feel the bearings. Oh, there's a little side to side play. Let's check that side. Check that side. Favoring the left a little bit. So let's loosen everything up. And all right. Now that everything is loose, we'll slide everything over here and tighten it down. It's a little bit easier to throw the little card in there to keep it centered, but this will work in a pinch as well. So looks centered. No side to side. A little tight. We need to loosen the pivot just a hair. All right. All right. Still centered. Yeah. Detent's heavy. Still comes out though. Honestly, that might be too heavy. Honestly, that is really, really heavy. I don't think it needs to be quite that heavy. I might back it off one on each side. That is really, really heavy. It's almost uncomfortable to operate. Yeah, we're gonna leave the tension just a touch, and I think we'll go second from the end since it was in the middle when I got it. We'll do that on both sides, and then give me 1 second. I'll actually jump to where I've opened the other side and show you what it looks like when I've adjusted it. I think it was because I was leaning down. So glad that it's a D-shaped pivot on both sides. Seriously, the reassembly is so easy for this. Let me try to do this way. Okay. I can't see because of the, there we go. There we go. So there you can see second from the end. Let's throw it back together. I'll jump forward again and let you know how that felt, how that feels. All right, all back together now with it on the second from the end. Yeah, believe it or not, that little bit of a change made a huge difference. We are still perfectly centered. Gonna go ahead and throw the pocket clip back on. And that is your Kizer Escort maintenance and disassembly. Kizer did a really good job engineering this knife. The D-shaped pivots and the way the knife is put together has me reconsidering the scoff that I had about the price point, because this was a $110 knife. And with the way the clutch lock is manufactured, D-shaped pivot on the barrels and D-shaped pivot on both ends of the actual pivot, I kind of get it now. Sometimes something like this comes along, when you assemble and disassemble it, all of a sudden it makes sense why they did what they did, and you know, or why the price is what it is, because of the level of detail that they went into in manufacturing the knife, right, or engineering the knife. They did a really good job with the engineering. I appreciate the extra effort to have D-shaped pivot, barrel, and barrels. So there you go. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you follow along as I continue to bring the content. Thanks to everyone out there that regularly leaves the likes, the comments, and thank you for your continued support. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.